Okay, so let's start the actual unboxing, and I will try and get the cellophane off with my trusty German cheese knife without scratching the box. Now this is the first game, the original Trails of Cold Steel 1, we'll call it. Came out originally, as I mentioned, on the PlayStation Vita and also on the PlayStation 3. So let's have a look. Yep, there's a flap here. I just need to get it open. And there we are. Oh, I think this may be, I think we may have a surprise here. Oh, have a look if you want to also at the back of the box. It's really nice. While I see if I can unwrap this one. Let me get this off here. They've wrapped it really well, you know. I also wanted to mention that it was published here in, certainly for Europe, it was published by Marvelous. I think the American versions were all published by Exceed, who also did the localization. So they generally looked after the North American side of things, but Marvelous did the publishing and distribution in Europe. So here now we have, I don't know whether this is, there we are. You can see the spine. I hope this is not going to reflect too much for Poodle Pa to do the camera work. But it is a very, very beautiful steel case. So I'll leave that up here and let's just have a quick look what else is in the box. This is the soundtrack, so musical selections they call it. And right, a size of edition. A coin. I'll put that down. That may be difficult to get, so I'll pop that back in here. And I'll just check the inside of the steel book. Yes. There we have the so that's the game. And here is a small soft cover art book. Art book. It looks more like no, it's a manual. Oh, isn't that lovely? It's an old style manual with the characters being introduced at the beginning, just like in the old style RPGs. I just love those manuals. So that's great, and all the explanation of everything always makes for great bedside reading, I think. So that's very nice. I'm very happy with that. And we'll go on, and the second one, Trails of Cold Steel 2, is obviously in the same style, same type of box, and I would expect the content, the type of content, to be very similar. Let me see, is there anywhere where I can get in? Yeah, that's it. So I'll be interested to hear from you all in the comments whether you are interested in tackling such a very large trilogy of games. And here we are, same setup with the musical selections. Not a pin this time, but some very nice cards. And of course, the steelbook again. So I'll just quickly try and get that open. Well, it's obviously a difficult job for my cameraman to capture all this without, with lighting conditions, etc. Now, I'm always talking about a trilogy here, but in fact, I have news for you. We have heard that there is in fact a fourth game coming out. The End of Saga, it's called. It was released in Japan late last year and will in fact make all this not a trilogy but a tetralogy. So this is obviously good news for people who love Trails of Cold Steel and, want to see a fitting end to the story. Now, this is proving a bit... How did they manage to get the cellophane so tight and awkward? I don't know. But I hope it was worth it. Trails of Cold Steel 2. I'll just open it up. And there we are. I'll just turn that around. It is all very nicely done. It's not a super elaborate limited edition, but everything I like is there. The music, the artwork in a manual, a steel case, and some little art cards, which I think is a nice touch. The steelbook is well made, I can feel that. It's good quality, and it's got certainly very nice illustrations. So that's Trails of Cold Steel 2. And that was published for the PlayStation Vita and the PlayStation 3 in Japan in 2014, and then it took 2 years for it to come to North America and Europe, localized by Xseed. So as you can see, there is a lot of work involved in preparing a huge game like this for coming west. And slowly but surely, the Trails of Cold Steel series was beginning to get more and more fans, people interested in it. So they obviously decided to make a big splash with the third game. hoping this will be a breakthrough, and I think it may well be, judging by the early reviews and comments I have seen. So I see there's already a little there was a little hole here in the cellophane on the side that's quite convenient for me to break into. And oops, it really is a big box. I did actually put it on the scales and it weighs 1.5 kilos. There we are. Excuse me, this is thirsty work. I really need a sip of water. So as you can see here, the company Nihon Falcom is mentioned on the box, and the publisher in this case is Nippon Ichi Software. Don't know. Poodlepie has to go through contortions to try and capture this. So the question is, how does this open up? This way? Or the other way? Have I got it the wrong way round? Yes, this way round. Look at that. That is surely the right way. Oh, reminds me a bit of the style of box we have with ES8, which I showed you previously. It's also this sort of lift-up box. And I mean, the detail is just beautifully done, you know, with the colouring around here and the insert and everything. So let's see, first thing is the game itself. Now it says on here, I see early enrollment edition, and this is interesting because they decided to publish two limited editions. One was the really big one, which I call the collector's edition, the big box, and then they did a slightly smaller limited edition, the early enrollment one, which included not everything but a few key items from here, which I believe is also very nice. And I know that a fellow collector and friend of mine, Forrest Reviews, on his YouTube channel, he does a lot of unboxings, and he's got that edition. I can't remember whether it's the North American or the European one, but he has certainly shown it. So anyway, this is, in fact, I have the as you can see from the M label here, which is the mature rating we have in New Zealand, I have got the export edition, which is specially produced for Region 4, which is what I am, that is Oceania, mainly Australia, New Zealand and associated territories. So that's slightly different from what you might be getting. Steelbook, very understated, very classy, and with the again with that symbol on the back. Line, the unicorn lion. And that's an empty steel case. Okay. Oh, this is tight. Let's say that's the soundtrack. It is. And in fact, if you don't mind hanging around, I really would like to open this up and put it on, because as you probably noticed, I haven't got any music in the background today, and I've been missing it a bit, but I couldn't think of anything appropriate except Trails of Cold Steel itself. So I'll just pop that straight into our little portable CD player. This is the soundtrack. And I'll just pop that straight in, and hopefully we get some music straight away. And it has come up with 20 tracks. Let's see. There we go. We've got Trails of Cold Steel music. Okay, onwards we go. We've got what looks like some art cards here, and they're sort of fashioned like postcards. I'll just show you the back. The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel, Thor's Branch Campus Dossier. So I'm not quite sure. Map of the Erebonian Empire. Yes, it looks like a proper art book, doesn't it? Very nice. Lots and lots of detail here. Absolutely fantastic. Hardbound. A beautiful material, very soft, unusual. I assume that's just, yep. So I can't remember for the life of me what might be in this box. Oh, it's a plushie. Oh my goodness. I'll get him out of his bag straight away because you've got to see that. Look at that. Hello everyone. Thank you for joining me on my channel for my epic triple unboxing of Trails of Cold Steel. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a great time. Fantastic. Thank you. Keep well. I'm Food for Dogs. Bye bye.